Be sure to cook. Welcome back to another episode of Be Sure to Cook. Today we're going to make something a little different. We're going to make fried chicken chimichangas, homemade style. So stay tuned and let's do this. Okay guys, I've got a pot that I'm going to be cooking my chicken in. I've already washed and rinsed my chicken breasts here. So I'm doing chicken breasts, and you know how sometimes you boil chicken breasts and they're done but you still get a toughness to the meat? Well, I'm just gonna sprinkle a little meat tenderizer on all my chicken. So I'm gonna be doing that, and I'm just gonna do that because I really want this to be tender when it cooks and after it's done, because I'm going to be shredding this chicken and I just want it to be tender. Not a lot, just a little bit, just to give it that extra tender. And as you see, I am doing with the bone on and the skin on because it gives it better flavor for me. So I'm just going to sprinkle on both sides just a little meat tenderizer, because meat tenderizer really works fast. So it's just on chicken a little bit just to get that going. And then I'm going to also, see, it's already working. I'm also going to be adding other seasons. So here we go, because we want this to be very seasonable and everything. Okay, I'm going to usually put a bay leaf in here, but I have bay leaf, but it's already been chopped. So they're like sprinkles of bay leaf. So I'm just going to put a bay leaf in there if you got one. But I'm just going to do sprinkles of bay leaf because this is a chopped up bay leaf. So it's already chopped up and ready to cook. So I'm just going to sprinkle on. That adds up to be one bay leaf. This is going to cook all through it. It's going to get all through this. And you can, if you have a can of bay leaves and you have something to chop up your seasonings with, I have one of those too. It chops up all my seasonings. Just chop all your bay leaves up, put them in a jar, and you have little bits of bay leaves. If you look down, it looks little. So I'm going to add one bay leaf in for what you all have. Okay, I'm going to sprinkle on a half tablespoon of seasoned salt on there, because the liquid that I'm going to put in there is going to mix it all up and get it in there good. Okay, then I'm going to do a half teaspoon of Mrs. Dash. And I'm going to sprinkle that all on there. Half tablespoon of paprika. A whole tablespoon of garlic powder. A whole tablespoon, not a half, a whole. And I'm going to have to actually look at what I'm saying, because sometimes I say things that I'm putting on there and it would be the wrong thing. Then I'm going to do a whole tablespoon of parsley. That parsley is just for color, to make it look good, and it gives it a little taste too. And then I like the Creole season. I've been cooking with this and it's so good. I'm going to do a whole tablespoon of Creole season because it is Mexican. So we got to give it a little Creole. All right. Then I'm adding some black cracked pepper to it, because after you cook this and with the juice and everything, after it cooks really good, let me tell you something, guys. You can strain this juice and let it cool down, put it in a Ziploc bag, freeze it. You can use this for other stews or whatever you need chicken broth for. So that's why I do all this seasoning up. Okay, so now, after that's all done and set, because it's all going to cook in here and get all into the seasons, we want to mix it or massage it if you want. If you want to get it all into the chicken, because some sides are seasoned, some sides are not. You take your hands and you get it all in here and you massage it. You go, hey, you talk to it. You're gonna be good tonight, aren't you? I mean, some people do that, but I'm just joking. But you can if you want. Okay, I'm gonna put these in here. I'm gonna wash up my hands, and then we're gonna fill this up with some liquids, and we're gonna put it on the stove and let this cook for about 30 to 40 minutes until tender, falling apart. And you want to watch the bones because we don't really want the bones to fall apart. I always cook my chicken so long where everything falls apart, which that's the way I like it. But I want to make sure I don't get no bones inside this chicken because we're going to be shredding this also. So let's wash up. Okay, then I got some chicken broth. This is a 32-ounce chicken broth. 2 pounds of chicken broth is what they call it. I'm just going to pour this all over here until I want this chicken completely covered with chicken broth. Because it has no flavor. Chicken breast has no flavor. Chicken thighs you can get off with water. Chicken breast you can't get off with anything. So you could do do the whole 2 cups. I guess this is 2 cups, 2 pounds. I guess I don't know if it's 2 or 3 cups of chicken broth. And then you can add a cup of water to this, so it still will be chicken broth. I'd rather not add anything because I want the fullness of but I'm gonna add a half cup of water. And half cup of water. Long as it's covered, put on a medium heat. Let's boil this and cook it for about 30 minutes. It should be nice and tender. Okay, with this dish, I'm gonna need onion, tomato, and lettuce. So I'm just gonna go ahead and prepare my onion. I'm gonna wash all these vegetables. You can use any onion you want, white, yellow, onion if you want. And you peel off this skin and you chop it up. You can have them long or diced, however you want them. And I'm gonna wash all of this up and get this together. Okay, I have rinsed this lettuce already off, and that's why you see the glistening water. Okay, but I'll try to dry that out because I'm going to be cutting this really thin, and when you cut lettuce really thin, it's going to be kind of hard to wash it. So I've already washed it previously, so I can cut these thin. So I'm just going to kind of like shred this, just like you would do if you had a shredder, you know, like use like Arby's roast beef shredder. You know, I forgot what they call them, but you know, I'm just gonna do this long ways. Make sure you all watch your hands. You don't want to cut your. So since this takes a while to do, it depends on how thin you want it. Because I can get it as thin as, you know, real thin. Or, you know, thick. It depends on how you want it. You know, it's gonna make, I mean, if you're gonna do this ahead of time probably. So this can be out of the way because this takes a while. Depends on how thin you want it. So if you want it paper thin, or you can get it as thin as you want it. Sometimes I can get it paper thin. Sometimes I cut it a little thicker. I'm just gonna shred this up. And this is what I call my shredded lettuce. Now I've cut them and they're a little long, so I'm just gonna, I turned it around, turn it, and I'm just gonna do a couple cuts, and then you got short little lettuces. I'm gonna put this lettuce in my bowl. Still got the water on, you can see all the glossiness from the water. So, but I didn't want it to over water, so you just rinse that off, put that in a bowl. I'm gonna put this while my chicken is still cooking because we got a while to go. I'm done. I've chopped up all those vegetables. what I'm gonna do is put a Reynolds wrap on this, put this in the refrigerator. Okay guys, I have taken out the chicken and it's done. I have been letting it cool. I did 4 big breasts, that's 2. And over here, I have took 2 breasts already apart and big chunks. I'm just trying to shred it up as much as I can, like I'm doing here. And I want it not all the way shredded in pieces, but you know, chunks like this, you know? And so it won't be big fat chunks. So I want to kind of shred it up, and I'm looking for big fat chunks because this right here, I'm going to be putting some season on, and I'm going to double cook this again. So this is what I'm looking for, like this. And this is just 2 big breasts. I still have 2 more big huge breasts over here, and I have took the skin off, and I have took the bones out, and then I just shredded it up like this. So let's wash up. Let's put this in another pot, and let's show you what to do next. Okay, this is the juice after I took out the chicken, and it has also been cooling a little, and I'm going to strain this. So let me show you. Okay, and you can tell how good broth that is. See that broth there? Oh, that's great. So I'm just going to take this, and I'm going to put this in a strainer and strain this juice. See all the good stuff at the bottom there? That's meat. That is nothing but meat. Picking this up, straining all this stuff. And this is pure juice. This is what we want. We let this continue to cool until it's completely cool. You can put this in a container, put it in the freezer, or you know, put it in a Ziploc bag, put it in the freezer, let it freeze, and you can use this juice for anything when you need chicken stock. So this is how you save your chicken stock. Okay, I've got a package of, I've got a pack of Fiesta. A Fiesta is what they call it. It's just a pack that I've gotten. There you go. It's Fiesta. You put that in there. I put a cup of that same chicken broth in there. Then I'm going to take my shredded chicken, and I'm going to also add that shredded chicken with that cup of wonderful stock that we are going to save the rest of that. You're going to be using it for different stuff if you want to. If you don't, just discard it. But I got a cup of that, and I got it in here, and I put that in there. I mixed it with the stock, with mine, and I'm just going to cook this on low. Okay, I've been cooking this for maybe about 10 minutes, and this is how I want it. I still want a little juicy, because it is juicy, and I don't want it to be dried out, but it's not a lot of juice. So, and it's cooked in here good, and this is what chunks of chicken, that's what I'm looking for. And I'm using tongs. So what I did is I got a regular tortilla shell. I'm gonna stick this in the microwave to get it flimsy about 5 seconds. Okay, if 5 seconds is not good enough and it's not flimsy and warm, then try 10. So what I'm gonna do inside here, I'm going to add some cheese. This is a Mexican cheese that I have gotten. You can get this at your local store. It comes with all the different kinds of cheese. Cheddar, Monterey Jack, queso cheese. I'm putting that at the bottom. Then I'm gonna get some of this wonderful chicken that we have created. I'm putting this in the middle of this. Okay, that's supposed to be in the middle, not on the edge. Try not to put a lot. Then I'm gonna take the queso cheese and I'm going to put some on top. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fold that in, and I am going to start wrapping as I fold in, and it's soft and it's warm. You can do it like this if you want. See, I don't want tears. So if you get a tear, just go back in and wrap it where you can't find the tear. I want to seal this, and the only way that I could seal this, you can do it all kinds of ways. You can use egg wash, or I just use a toothpick. And I'm going to seal this. And I'm going to take this over, and I'm going to deep fry this. So come on, let's go to the fryers. Okay, I got a bigger tongue. I'm going to throw this into my deep fryer, and I'm going to let this baby fry. I want a nice golden brown. I'm doing a deep fryer because you can do it in a pan, like put grease in there, do one side and flip it over, do the other side, but you got to keep flipping it over and over and over, and I don't want that. I want to deep fry it all over so I can show you how this is. So this is frying, and we'll wait until it gets nice golden brown because we don't really want to cook it. So it's like 3 times cooking. Cook the chicken twice, then I'm deep frying it again, and I want it to be a nice golden brown. All right, I have done 4 of these. This is what our family's gonna eat tonight. This is a little darker, which, you know, I like a little crispier, and these are the same thing but a little lighter out. I think these should have been crisped up a little bit more, but this is what they look like. Now, let's plate this and show you what it's really gonna look like. Okay guys, I've got my chimichangas ready. I've got some sides here. Guacamole, diced onions that I have prepared and rinsed, diced tomatoes that I've also prepared and rinsed, the cheese that I was telling you about, the Mexican cheese, and the wonderful lettuce that I've already rinsed, diced, and have that together. So now what we're going to do is we're going to get one of our dishes. Well, you know, chimichangas. Another thing that we put on here. This is called green chili sauce. It's a green chili enchilada sauce. That's what it's called. So I just put this in. You can get this in your local store. It's in a can. Let me show you what it looks like. Okay, there it is. It's called green enchilada chili sauce. It's so good. And it's mild because I don't like hot, but you can get it mild. You can get it medium, and you can get it hot. And believe me, I need mild. Okay, so what I'm going to do next, I'm going to take this green chili sauce, enchilada sauce, and I'm going to sprinkle it all over top of it. Let it pour on there because it is delicious. That's what's getting you the sauce. Then I'm going to take some of this Mexican cheese that I told you about, and I'm going to sprinkle a little bit on top. I'm going to put this in the microwave again till this cheese gets nice and melted and this green sauce gets nice and hot. So you're just looking for the cheese to melt. So let's do this. Okay, and this is how it's supposed to look. Look at that, and it's hot and it's delicious inside. So now all I want to put on here is I'm gonna do a little lettuce on the side here. I'm gonna sprinkle a little onions on top of here if you like onions. Or you can sprinkle the onions here in the lettuce. Then some sour cream on the side with your tomato. And then we went off and got some guacamole. I could have made it, but you know, why make it when they make it for you? And then, hold on guys, I'm gonna put one more thing on here. Okay, I did some refried beans. I'm gonna add a little cheese to my refried beans. And there you go. That is my chicken chimichanga deliciousness. So here it is. This is what I made. Okay guys, this is my chicken chimichanga. My refried beans with all my fixings. Hey, I hope you like this because this is going to be good tonight. I'm going to like it and you're going to like it. Guess what? We made this together, you and me. We did this. So come on back for another episode of something else we're going to prepare for you next time. Hey guys, I love you. Please like, subscribe, and share to our YouTube channel. You're gonna love it. Hey guys, bye.